Warning, the following episode contains adult language and screaming goats. Listener discretion is advised.
The Pinball Network is online. Launching The Pinball Show.
This week on The Pinball Show, Craig Bobbie digs a hole for himself in top stories. Dennis and I weave plumes of gold as we digest the newest Stern Pinball Godzilla topper release. We also present some big changes in Stern Pinball's upcoming production schedule. Keith Elwin's next game release. Some American Pinball updates from Dave Fix himself. GTF being the real king of monsters on location. And tons of itch-free heads. As well as 2023's version of GTF called Space Hunt. Other manufacturer updates, competitive pinball, and of course, Pinball Market Trends E2 Brute Edition. Y'all never seen a podcast have a plume this big.
Pinball is a game of skill. For some, it's a passion and a lifestyle. Space Hunt. Space Hunt. It's time for the Pinball Show. It's pinball with personality.
This is Alvin Jones here.
No, it's not Alvin Jones. This is the Pinball Show.
Episode 129.
I haven't heard from Alvin Jones in a while. We're your hosts, Zach Meny and Dennis Kriesel. I'm excited about 129, Dennis. You know why?
No, I don't.
Because we're talking about toppers, baby.
Oh, I did know we were going to talk about toppers. I just didn't know that it was so exciting for the topper prince.
Man, usually I'm looking for toppers to come off, but now, baby, we get to talk about putting them on. Oh, how have you been, Dennis? Have you bought a topper this last week?
No, I thankfully can blame my ceiling for my cheapness.
Well,
because it's hard to fit toppers up. Because I have like vent ducting that pushes the ceiling down back where I have the back boxes. Because I have that, I have that third-party Walking Dead topper, and it actually scrapes against the ceiling, so I don't have it on the game.
That one's hideous anyway. Why don't we get you the little...
That's true. You probably hate it. Because it's not an OEM topper that you sell, so you must hate it.
The baby Godzilla. Maybe he can have the plume of marshmallow.
I love his little... My favorite thing is the person who called it a speech bubble, but it's facing the wrong direction. It's supposed to point up. A speech bubble for Godzilla should be facing the sky, not the ground.
Ground speech bubble.
I just want it, and I want it when it lights for it to just to say the word.
Just a topper for ants. Oh, man.
Speech bubble should be at least 4 times bigger.
This should be 4 times closer to the plume out of his mouth.
Why is he zip-tied facing the left? Just because Godzilla's not an ambi-turner.
We're going to get into all of this.
He's not an ambi-turner, Zach. He's not an ambi-turner.
We're going to...
He invented the Mothra key necktie. He invented that.
Mothra! I truly thought the best topper for Godzilla would be an animatronic big old furry Mothra up there just flapping her wing. I thought that would be like the best. We got 3 freaking Godzilla toppers this week, Dennis, and not one of them featured Mothra.
The objectively right answer would have been, I think, though I like your idea, other than Mothra's little cry can get kind of annoying.
No, it cannot. It's one of the best call-outs ever.
But no, the right answer would have been the triple-headed King Ghidorah as the topper with the middle head moving. Black Knight style.
That's pretty good. That is pretty good.
Welcome to the $3,000 Stern topper tier.
$1,000 a head.
Well, if they all 3 moved,
Would
sure.
you give $1,000 for good head?
No.
Well, it depends on how long it's been. Well, what's been in your world, your pinball world, Dennis?
I went and played competitively at the 403 Club.
Oh.
First time I've played competitively there this year.
Very nice. I
didn't win. There, story over.
Okay. We had our VIP pinball
Bring your own pinball
membership Zoom. That was fun this last weekend.
Oh yeah,
man,
we went a couple hours.
I'm not a big drinker, but I always have a nice stiff one during that, and
you get a lot. Even there, I just think it's interesting because you talk about it so much here on this show, but a lot of questions about production, a lot of interest, always interest in what's going on with the lines and stuff.
I can get a little looser there,
That's true. That's true.
And people are
kind of explaining how rumors are managed and
people are eye-opening in that. They're like, oh, wow, I didn't. Oh, okay. That's how sausage is made.
Yeah. You have to be really interested in it, but I think a lot of people get a lot out of knowing how the sausage is made.
I think so as well. Speaking of big old sausages, got another top stories with Craig Bobbie.
Craig's coming in spicy today.
He is a spicy sausage today, that son of a bitch. Let's see what he's got to say.
Yes, hello and welcome back to the Pinball Show's Top Stories. I'm Craig Bobbie. Well, Zach and Dennis, not a ton going on this week in pinball land, but there was one piece of news that I thought was so astounding, so ridiculously outrageous, and so controversial within the pinball hobby that it was simply crying out for the Pinball Show's Top Stories newsroom to report and comment exclusively on this travesty, putting aside any number of breaking news stories. Okay, there really wasn't much going on this week anyway. Warning!
Danger, Will Robinson.
Hard take opinion inbound. I repeat, hard take opinion inbound. Yes, pinball fans, it's no secret that Stern's Godzilla has been the runaway sales hit that would make even the founders of Bally Williams themselves cream their 80s Jordache jeans with envy at how many Godzilla pinball machines Stern has sold since its release back in September of 2021. Especially when you factor in how much Stern is charging for these machines these days. And good on Stern, they've created a wonderfully laid out and coated machine with a brilliant Zombie Yeti art package that is about as damn close to a perfect machine as we've seen in the modern age of pinball. So let those pinball dollars roll in from appreciative and affluent pinball fans around the world. So one would only have to logically think that Stern's follow-up to the most popular game in their history would deserve accessories that would rival the King of All Monsters' pure awesomeness and make it worthy of the #1 selling game in the modern pinball era by a country mile. I mean, surely it would be as good as Stern's recently released Rush or Mandalorian toppers that had moving parts, cool electronics, or just fantastic art design that would make the Godzilla topper the must-have pinball accessory for the must-have pinball machine of the decade. At the very least, surely it would have the simplistic coolness of a KISS or 007 logo topper, with the KISS topper now selling for well over $3,000 on the aftermarket, and that's if you can find one for sale, or the retro coolness and psychedelic wow factor of the popular Netflix licensed Stranger Things topper, or maybe even a new Zombie Yeti art treasure that will so beautifully complement his popular comic book art style seen on the Godzilla game. Surely Stern would not let their legions of fans down with an uninspired design and lackluster looking piece of plastic that they'd actually expect you to proudly put on your pinball machine after paying the outrageous sum of $9.99.
Say what?
Yes, that's $999 US plus applicable taxes and shipping. Surely Stern wasn't gonna double down on the one major flaw in Godzilla, being the almost laughable Godzilla sculpt itself that every respectable owner immediately rips out of their $8,000 to $15,000 game after purchasing it because of how bad it actually looks. Surely, if they were going to charge this outrageous sum of money, Stern would give us a take our money now accessory that would at least deliver on one of these areas. Art design, amazing moving parts, dazzling LED lights, an indescribable cool factor that you just can't put a dollar value on. A game mode not in the original game? Okay, so on that front, Stern seems to have delivered. But after waiting patiently for over a year and a half, with nearly zero news squeaking out from the hallowed Stern offices except the usual, yes, impatient pinball fans, your topper is coming, and yes, it will be good, don't worry.
Oh, we are impatient Stern executives, and we are worried. Do it.
So after all this time, that day finally arrived, and as we all watched Stern's plain and uninspired trailer in horror, which barely showcased each of the Godzilla accessories and what looked like clips that landed on the editor's cutting room floor because they were so poorly shot and showcased these overpriced accessories so poorly, we realized collectively that not only did Stern just not deliver in any of the areas of art design, amazing moving parts, dazzling LEDs, or a cool factor, they fueled the ever-growing pay-for-play fear with a new game mode that is unlocked when you buy your poorly designed and tragically uninspired piece of topper plastic. Yes, pinball fans, our greatest fears were in fact being realized in this topper trailer. That Stern, in fact, could at times not deliver with their designs and yet still charge a fortune for their products. They were acting just like any out-of-touch, uninterested, and indifferent company that dominated a market segment would act. I mean, that would be just crazy. Now, surely I can't be the only one thinking these angry, disappointed, or dare I say it, boycotting thoughts about our sweetheart and king of the pinball world and Stern Pinball? Surely thousands of others like me who took to Pinside, Facebook, and other social media to voice and pen their displeasure and disgust with the laughable high-priced Godzilla topper that delivers so little to the consumer once they forked over their hard-earned dollars. Surely the mighty consumer would have their day and have its say in the pinball sun and show the Goliath of the pinball world who was really calling the shots here. But no true believers, no, horror upon horror. The Godzilla topper, by most distributors I've talked to, said the Godzilla topper was actually selling well, with most either sold out or expecting to sell through their allocations by the time this pinball podcast has aired.
You see, Mr. Power, shh. I love gold.
So it just goes to show, Stern wins again! With a snap of their Thanos-like fingers, they actually can produce garbage and the masses will still come. Bravo, Stern! You've shown us all again that your infinite power in the pinball world allows you to create an accessory our children could have designed better, charged 3 to 4 times than what most toppers were selling for 5 to 7 years ago, and still create a sellout. Literally, what the f*** is the pinball world coming to? And Zach, if you trend this fucking thing up, I mean, I'm just gonna fucking lose it. For the Pinball Show, I'm Craig Bobbie. Catch you on the flip side.
Well, thanks, Craig, for the hot takes.
I mean, no thanks. What the hell? This guy's got some nerve, doesn't he?
Yeah, I thought Canadians were nice.
Not this one. It's a spicy meatball. What is he doing talking crap about the Godzilla topper?
How much is it in Canadian dollars? Maybe it's more shocking if we were to express it that way.
He's still probably upset about the whole Rush getting discontinued.
Well, he had plenty of opportunity to buy one.
Americans.
And he was the one Canadian who didn't. And I know that his country's judging him right now for that decision, but I'm glad that he's his own independent person.
Say what you want, Craig Bobbie.
And he did.
And he did. But we're going to dive down deeper into your little shitfest there that was the Godzilla topper release by Stern Pinball.
Topper time. It is Godzilla topper time.
He didn't even refer to it as its proper name, which is the Godzilla Heat Ray Destruction Topper.
Oh, that thing's a heat ray destructor.
Oh, damn it. What?
Sorry, Godzilla had a little cough from his rolling clouds that he's doing with his vape pen, but go on.
Oh, I was blowing around using the blower this weekend. We got the pool in, but they left.
Oh, your pool's done.
Well, done is a interesting word. It's in. We've been swimming. We're still waiting for the heater to get hooked up, the chiller to be hooked up. The lighting is hooked up. Fountains are hooked up.
A chiller?
Let's not.
A chiller.
Let's not.
Oh my God.
But I'm like a fine saltwater fish. I like to find balance.
Chiller. This is up. What are you adding into the pool there, Bob? A reefer. Got keep it cool.
I was blowing.
The water's getting a little too warm. I only like it at 87.4 degrees Fahrenheit.
But we're moving the driveway, so I was blowing and
moving the driveway.
We are because
I want you to move it.
There's
like
gonna be a putting green, maybe. We're working on things.
I just live the driveway 6 inches further east.
You all shit on my above ground pool, so I'm like, you know what? Never will they make fun of me again.
I never did. Prove it.
Well, the city got a hold of us and said, that was a National Historic Landmark.
I'm amazed your neighbor didn't try and get it on the historical registry to make you keep it.
Oh, those poor neighbors. But I was using the blower to blow some dirt and stuff like that. The next day, I thought I had like a whole weekend bender of snorting coke because my nose is like blood boogers and all that. Oh my, horrible stuff. When you're breathing, you smelled it. I was in a plume. I can only imagine Godzilla's plume of destruction as he blows off somebody.
Yeah,
Stern
and his
Pinball
is
to
like
get a topper.
nuclear, so you'd have like a radiation nose.
I'd grow a second wiener. It's been a long week. This is where I'm at. So yeah, that's where I was muddied up this weekend, and I'll never ever talk about my pool again.
All right, so Godzilla Heat Ray Destruction Topper.
Custom molded Godzilla sculpture.
I'm sorry. Please continue.
Oh shit! Why did I put that up top? I can't even read the rep. Breathing a heat ray against a city landscape. All right, but it does have not one, not two. To be fair, not four, but 3 fire panels on this thing.
Yes.
You get fire panels on any other topper? I think not.
Are there not fire panels on the Black Knight topper?
Yeah,
on the sides?
I guess there is, and a little bit on the Jurassic Park gate.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, a couple other toppers. But
somewhat fire-like, but not 3 fire panels behind buildings.
Correct.
A custom sculpted heat ray plume. Now,
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Please. I'm all right. I'm all right. Yes. Custom sculpted heat ray.
People are giving this topper a hard time, Dennis.
A plume. How many RGB lights are in the plume?
That's my point. People poo-poo the plume. Don't poo the plume. The plume is full of RGB lighting. So much so that probably more RGB lighting in that plume than is on the Godzilla game itself.
Oh, well. Okay.
This is a fantastic plume. Never had this plume been so multifaceted, multicolor. Have you seen the colors, Dennis? 21.
No, because the video they put out just showed it white, like not lit up.
Destruction Jackpot is a game changer. The plume can turn colors.
We couldn't tell that from the video.
It's going to look like the whitewater topper. It's going to be so awesome and trickling.
Oh, is there foil in it?
His plume is going to be plumptuous. This plume is going to be, that's going to be the sexiest plume you've ever seen. You're not going to get that plume on the game. You only get that plume on the top.
This sounds like an EPA Superfund site, all these plume references.
21. How do you even shove 21 RGBs in that plume?
Maybe they use the twinkle little baby ones that JJP does to twinkle on the, the little inserts.
We'll get why I think there's mixed results here, but let's not forget the 21 RGB lights in the plume. Let's also not forget what they're calling a special flash lamp that projects Godzilla's shadow from that custom molded Godzilla sculpture.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when everybody's shitting on this topper, are they talking about that? No, they're not talking about that. And distinct light shows. And what about this? An exclusive, quote, King of the Monsters Time Attack mode. You get an exclusive mode on this topper. Now, everybody got all up in arms and fins and whatever appendages they had. Whenever Mandalorian came out, it was $2,000. And Rush came out, $1,700. Oh, gone are the days that we get a normal price topper. Here's Stern saying, you know what? We hear you loud and clear. For the most popular game probably that we've ever produced, we're not going to give you a $3,000 topper, even though our toppers sell for $3,000 to $5,000 on a secondary market when they go out of print or out of production. No, we're going to be one for the people. Not 2,000, not 1,500, not 1,000, but 99.99. Oh my
God! Don't ever do the $199.99. It's $1,000 topper.
It's under $1,000.
I have to factor in my bank processing
and it's
fees.
Still not good enough for these people. So yeah, it's mixed reviews. Some people are just downright angry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did see a lot about that.
So what happened? Do you like this topper? Do you not like this topper? Where are you sitting? I know you're not a topper guy, but you still have an opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I would say I don't like the topper for the price. Like, I don't see $1,000 in value there.
What topper do you like for the price?
The Black Knight topper at its retail price.
Fair enough. All right. Continue on.
So, yeah, no, I mean, I didn't think like the topper design is okay. I had, and this was reported on Eclectic Gamers Podcast's, almost award-winning segment, Rumor Corner, was that it was more than flat plastics, which I think a lot of people were afraid it would just be flat plastics at the $1,000 price point, and clearly it is more than that.
Yeah.
It's just, I think the main things are obviously push back on the price. But saying that aside, just in terms of the aesthetic of the topper, the biggest complaint I have seen out of people, and I understand, I guess I sort of see both ways of it, is it's like they used the same Godzilla figure, which was like the most hated figure in the Godzilla game.
Sure.
Like that sculpt. And so since that wasn't a popular sculpt to begin with, to use that as sort of the centerpiece of the topper, or the right-hand piece of the topper, I think frustrated a lot of people. It's like, they wanted to see a new sculpt for the topper. For $1,000, they thought there would be a new sculpt.
They didn't like the plume. They didn't like the tanks.
The plume looks silly when it's not lit, because it just looks like this white thing that looks like a cloud. It's
got a little distance from the mouth to the start of the
yeah. And again, I get it, so that they, because you can only zip tie these things so close together. But the
zip tie they don't like. I don't like that.
Plus. Not to be overly critical, but I mean, I am on a podcast.
Bring up the size ratio. Go ahead.
No. The video of it that Stern put out, it didn't help.
That's where it's at.
I saw the video and I thought, this looks really underwhelming. I don't even remember really seeing the plume light up in the video. That's why I was surprised to know there were 21 RGBs in it.
They got a little bit too close when they did show the lit plume, and it showed the hot spots of the LEDs. Which
I did remember that part. And then my initial thought is, does it just light white? Because I just saw these bright white glows in it, and I was like, The
other complaint was that Godzilla would be much bigger than those tanks, and the tanks are proportion-wise larger than they should be.
Well, those are not the same tanks as the tanks in the game, like on the screen. Those are Galactic Tank Force tanks.
At least they look like fucking tanks. They don't look like red spaceships from some busted ass knockoff Star Trek movie.
Is there a spot for an extra post on the topper where I could like zip tie a Dom in one of his Fast and the Furious cars? And I want to add another plume but if it is, we'll be facing up where it's a speech bubble, and when it lights up, it just says family.
I would love a reverse plume.
Yes, a reverse plume
that projects onto the ceiling family.
Yes, Batman style.
That's right.
And it says family.
I am going to get this topper. And you know what?
What a shock!
I'm going to give you all. a little credit here. The sculpt itself. Okay, I'll probably replace the sculpt myself as well, as I did in the game. I bought the Sleal or whatever it was. I bought that one. I'm putting.
But people don't want to spend $1,000 and then have to be modding the topper.
Fair enough, and that's fine. But I have no issue transferring over to a different one. And you know what? I'll probably take the tanks out and I'll replace them with GTF.
Do you not worry that the special flash lamp that projects Godzilla's shadow isn't going to work right with your new sculpt?
Hashtag engineering.
Don't you think they spent maybe hundreds of hours researching the flash lamp to see if it was properly shadowing Godzilla?
I'll get it.
Since this was such a high level effort, I'm just concerned about making modifications to the size.
Dennis, I've been through this before. We have this release of a topper. It's the same old song, the same old dance, my friend. And I'm known to cut a little rug. And that's what I'll do here. People they want to throw their fit because they had envisioned in their mind something that wasn't that. People love this topper. They just don't know it yet. Give them time. They'll warm up to it. They'll buy it, and fucking numbers don't lie. They are buying it. Mm-hmm. And it's a better price. Make some modifications. Maybe this is the first topper that sees mods. The real mods here. People are going to like it. They're going to enjoy it. You're right. The video is where it came up short, because this video was an advertisement for the collection of Godzilla accessories, which I see what they're doing there. The issue is, those are old product releases. They could have done that. They could have, collectively put a Godzilla accessories video together, but also have the new product, which is just the topper alone, have a side cut of just that for a video. Or, I don't know, send one a week ahead of time to one of your dealers that does videos, and for free, they could give a first impression showing the details, like the 21 RGB light show Plume, or the projected light up against the wall of the shadow of Godzilla, or all of this stuff. It makes me think, do they want to limit how many toppers they're selling? Because the video didn't even explain the video didn't explain that it had an extra mode. Didn't explain
right. Yeah, I know.
the RGB
That surprised
light.
me because I thought
anything.
that's the main selling point that I've assumed they're running with is this is $1,000 DLC.
Yeah, and I know I like the light panel with the fire. I think it's a good effect. At the end of the day, what I want to remind people is this. Some people don't like, if you don't like toppers, you don't like toppers, whatever. Somebody that hates toppers and never have toppers can't be like, oh, this is such a rip-off. You're not going to buy it. Why do you care?
Well, I don't. That's where I guess I don't really see. I guess I could. Anger always sort of surprises me.
The anger's weird.
I'm just not interested. Even if I had the space for it, I wouldn't buy this. I'm just not interested in it. But I'm not angry about it. I guess I sort of get people getting upset if they did like what you mentioned and they had a very specific vision in their mind. And of course, what Stern did wasn't the vision. Mm-hmm. And then, honestly, the same thing's going to happen when JJP drops Harry Potter. It's not going to be what so many people have built it up to be in their mind.
Well, objectively, there's one right answer for that topper, and if it doesn't happen, then even I'll be angry. Objectively, the only topper that should be placed on a Harry Potter pinball machine is an interactive
the owl.
choosing hat.
The owl.
No, not the owl.
They'll get spare owls from
the
Rush.
Choosing hat. You should
top.
press start. That thing should start talking to you. It should place you into House Hufflepuff, and you should play. That's the only. It should talk to you throughout the game.
It should be an owl on an extension crane, and when certain modes activate, it flies up and flies over your head, like Bubo from Clash of the Titans.
Back to Godzilla Topper. What do you think my favorite part of this is that justifies the price for me?
I would say probably is, if not the mode, then the RGBs.
The modes, I honestly, like Jurassic Park Goat, I don't really care because they'll end up probably stiffing us exclusive topper collectors and they'll give it to the Insider Connected 6 months down the line. The RGB is a nice touch. I really do like the plume in general, that molded plume. I like the fire in the background, but no, none of that. It's not even the price. It's not even the exclusivity. The one thing it is that you cannot take away and you cannot replicate, ladies and gentlemen, is the thing that will keep me buying time after time again. And that is the interactivity, the coding. You can fucking buy Funko Pops all you want and tape on the top of your pinball machine. Put some strip lighting on there. I don't give a shit. You can make it look, 90% of homemade toppers look like complete ass. 8% make me roll my eyes, but I'm not going to let people see me roll my eyes. Maybe 2% are good. But even having said that, you can't get these integrated into the code, your homemade toppers. You can't. I am buying that. I'm buying that whenever I hit a certain shot, that 21 RGB interacts in a certain way. Whenever I get a destruction jackpot, maybe the building reacts in a certain way. Maybe in attract mode, it flashes in a certain way that also is integrated nicely to the rest of the light show on the playfield. It's the integration that I am buying. No other second-hand operation can do with these aftermarket toppers. Some of them are clever. I'll give it. We'll talk about the other toppers that came out for Godzilla. There are some mimicking of that, but they're not tapping into the code. And Stern is. These things are, it's like a completist thing too. Like in my row, Godzilla's the only one without a topper. This one's better than a flat plastic topper. It's $1,000. This is a no-brainer to me.
Maybe that's some of the anger. There may be some other people that feel like they have to buy it. Well, but they're not happy
and what I want to tell
with
people,
some aspect or multiple aspects of it.
Stern Pinball's not going to come out and say the following, and I officially wouldn't be saying the following either. When they see that zip tie, and they freak out about that zip tie, guys, I think Stern Pinball's smart enough to know that we as a group didn't really like the sculpt of Godzilla in the playing field. I think they know that. I think they might put that on that little platform that you can easily remove, kind of like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle label on that topper that you can easily remove. I think they're smart enough to know that. I think the zip tie is there because they might know that. I think that if anyone thinks, even if it's $1,000, if anyone thinks that I have a Godzilla that has been approved by Toho licensing wise, and you want me for a topper to now see if I can go through an approval process of another figure? No. That would be the dumbest thing ever. Why would they go through the pain and agony and inefficiency of that? They throw another topper, or they throw the approved already figure up there. They already have the part number. It's easy to build because they know that probably you're going to take that thing off and put whatever you want on there anyway. Stern's not stupid people. They're actually, in my opinion, and I could be way off base and incorrect, I think they're really accommodating on a lot of these things. That's just my take. Might I be wrong? But could I be right? I could be right. Right, Dennis?
I mean, yeah, the zip tie might be deliberate. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm onto something there.
I think a lot of these complaints, well, I don't know if they'd be solved, but it would be a lot more efficient if this stuff would all just release when the game comes out.
Yeah, Yep.
No one would be arguing about the sculpt being the exact same sculpt, in my opinion, if it was when the game came out.
And they told us before
if JJP's going to stick the same pose of Willy Wonka everywhere on their game, you just deal with it right when the release comes out, and then no one talks about it anymore.
I think that they have said before that the reason that doesn't happen is because it's such a crunch to get up to that point that usually the designers or some of the creative team that create these games are the ones that kind of work on a topper and such. So they give them time to be able to create, because they're not going to be able to create it right there when they're, trying to get this game done. So,
but it's been almost 2 years since Jurassic Park
No excuses. I completely
Godzilla
agree. No excuses. I think it's ridiculous as well. So that's the topper. The cool thing is that it is planning to ship immediately. I'm hearing some are, potentially leaving Monday.
Well, when's the second run?
So that's the thing.
Yes. Tell me about this Stern approach.
All dealers know their first allotment, and the second run is planned, but they're gauging interest based on the orders they get from us dealers, and a timeline will be revealed later. My frustration usually comes in because that later means, what the fuck is the second run? But we shall
Maybe
see.
It'll be right after you get all your expression lighting.
Oh, let's not. I can't. I can't do
but
it.
I can.
And
that's the glory
shan.
of freedom.
And you shan. The Electric Playground, a little offshoot company, also had a Godzilla topper reveal. They had 2 models and even a future topper mod with LCD screens and stuff. It's pretty cool. I give them credit. Pretty cool.
They in the 2%?
I'll give them the top 10.
Okay.
I'll give them that 10%. There's some things that made me roll my eyes, but still some.
My favorite, another third-party one was the cardboard one.
Oh, that's a cute one, wasn't it?
I like to, because I think I have that microfiber cloth that was used, that blue one.
Everybody's got
to
that
be
one,
the Plume.
Yeah.
That was, I like it for 2 reasons. One, obviously, it's kind of poking fun at the Plume, obviously. But the other is it kind of looks like Godzilla's grabbing his blankie.
Oh.
Because he's sleepy after destroying everything.
So many plumes.
He's got a little portrait of Mothra on the wall.
Mothra
Queen and the Monsters there.
Yeah, Electric Playground. I thought that, again, mixed reviews on that one too. Mixed reviews.
Well, I think the problem is they're you're back on Electric Playground. I was saying the problem with the cardboard one is I think there's not very many being made.
Yeah, well, that's right. I saw the mod, the tongue-in-cheek mod on pin side of the zip toy, the neon zip toy that people are trying to sell now. It's a
I also did like on the cardboard one, they didn't clip any of the zip ties and left the full tails on, because it's meant for you to swap out.
We're in this era now that everybody's cute. And I'm waiting.
You got to do what it takes to get them TikTok views.
I know, and I'm waiting until we get out of this, because this is like I'm the man on the porch yelling about lawns. But maybe I'm just not as impressed or amused. But I can only do the same joke so many times. I just want to be like, hey guys, you should have to. This is very elitist of me. You should have to apply to be a comedian or to be an entertainer on the internet, because you guys suck. You just suck. You gotta jazz it up a little bit. If you've read that comment anywhere else, a joke, a punchline, don't regurgitate that somewhere. That's done. It's done.
80% of everything I say is stolen dialogue, though.
Yeah, but again, you're good at what you do. If you weren't, the numbers would tell you so. It just
well, you see, that's the same with them videos, right? The bad TikTok videos are going to have bad views.
The whole time I'm scrolling through social media, I'm like, you're so fucking hilarious. Oh my God, what a riot this guy is. These people just lay their head down at night and think, man, such a fucking stud. I am funny. You're not. Oh, so much so I had a couple of people, we talked about anger. I guess I've become the spokesperson for Stern Accessories because whenever these things are released, Dennis, people lose their mind toward me. They get so angry. And they don't get angry at Stern, but Stern doesn't give any commentary. After they drop a product, they just drop it and they're like, buy it or don't, whatever. Other dealers aren't looking up for these things. Other dealers aren't the topper king and queen, so they don't care. But it's me saying I like toppers. People are like, you don't like toppers. You're just shilling these things. Now, you got to be original. Like, find a way to tear me down, but to also acknowledge fact. And the fact is, I do like toppers. Dennis, do you have any doubt in your mind that I actually do like this Godzilla topper?
No, but you also shouldn't be surprised at this reaction. We've talked about this numerous times. If you're selling something, you cannot be trusted to give an objective review, and it's not a judgment about you as an individual. This is true for everything. And and for the listeners out there, it's also extremely common in other industries for people that sell products to actually opine on them, and you just need to take into the account what biases may exist. But
exactly,
I get a little confused at the. Sometimes I think some of it.
People are very surprised. Like, how dare you?
Yeah, well, I think some are, and I think some, let's say they just don't like you. Because there are a few that don't.
Just a couple.
And I think they use this to try and goad.
Yeah.
Like I remember one, and this is separate from this specifically, but I remember one time there's someone who I know you've debated with before, and he got upset at you about something and just went on this little rant about like the Pinball Awards and how you created them to give yourself an award. And it's Zach didn't even vote in those. Yeah. It's like there's no factual basis there's no factual basis for any of that. But they do it to try and goad. And some of this is that same realm. It's like because you respond to it because you clearly don't love seeing this all come up, just like you're bringing it up now. And then people keep that in their back pocket and they go, you know what? We're going to really work the shill angle the next time he gives an opinion on something. But the thing is, you keep giving your opinion on stuff. So it's like, turn into Straight Down the Middle and listen to the review on Godfather.
Some of it's...
the game you sell, huh? Okay.
Some of it's clever. It's almost like...
I look forward to your B pluses, by the way.
Yes. I think somebody made that joke. Oh, it's going to rate this topper a B plus.
I stole it.
It's so funny.
Let me have my low effort humor.
Goad. So this is the Mean Tweets version on the Pinball show.
So you got a few.
Goading. Yeah. This guy said, he's referencing the Godzilla topper and my liking it. He said, quote, because you love bending over for Stern. Did they give you a reach around? Ooh.
Did you answer?
Sadly, whenever I'm a very visual person, listener. So when I read that, all of a sudden, I'm not going to tell you who, I pictured someone that works at Stern actually stroking me off. And I was like, whoa, a little too tight there. Loosen up, bud. But yeah, that's just what happens to me. Now people are like, who was it? Was it Elwin? It's Tanya, wasn't it?
Never mind.
So, yeah. So, do they give you a reach around? No, they give me front seats, baby. This one said, so how many did you order that you need to sell? You have no credibility giving any opinion or review when you're selling said items. I wanted to be like, hey, 2020 called. They want their fucking argument back. Like, what? You just now, you know what? Hot damn. I think you're onto something. Everybody hear Bill over here? Revelations. Sorry. Thank you all for making me smile throughout another product release. And keep shitting on us. That's fine. We'll keep on giving you the goods, such as Stern production updates. A lot of movement. Lot of stuff happening, Dennis.
Yeah, I can't keep this straight anymore.
I don't think they can. I've never seen a time when Stern Pinball has so many different titles and trim levels all being produced simultaneously, interweaving them in and out. I heard somebody complaining about it was Jurassic Park Premium. They're like, how in the hell are they running Jurassic Park Premium for 5 weeks? I've seen Zach Meny trying to sell these damn things for 5 weeks, and there's no way that. And I'm like, well, because they're not making them for 5 weeks. What they're doing, it's only been 3 weeks, but what they're doing is they might have a run of them, and then maybe they have a part delay or something, and instead of just sitting twiddling their thumbs like other manufacturers might do, they can put in another title really quick, like bam, just quick. So it's not that Jurassic Park Premium was running for 3 weeks straight. How many Jurassic Parks do we need? The game is up. No, they run them until they have to take a pause. They throw something else on, and they've just been doing that much more than typical over at Stern. This last week, Jurassic Park Premiums and Iron Maiden Pros have been shipping out. So you'll probably see some ship this week as well. On the line last week, we also saw some Foo Fighter Premiums. So those are going to be on the line this week. They're going to be shipping. James Bond Premium has also been on the line recently. In that Factory Friday video, we saw some James Bond Premiums, Jurassic Parks, Iron Maidens. So that's 4 right there. They're still finishing off Foo Fighter LE games. So we're going to be seeing that. And then after that, you're going to be seeing some Iron Maiden Premiums. Everybody's like, here's the pros, Iron Maiden Pros. What about the premiums? They're coming. And then toward the end of the month, we're going to see Godzilla Pros. That's a lot of games. July is going to start us off probably with Godzilla Premiums, followed by Avengers Pro and Premiums, and Foo Fighter Pro and Premiums throughout the month. Because remember, the Foo Fighter Pro and Premiums, especially that first run premium, was slated for April. Bumped back kind of to May. Still going through May, still haven't been landing. We're looking into June, and damned if it's probably going to bleed right into the July run. That's something I've not seen in quite some time. Them planning on doing a first run premium and it getting delayed and pushed back and delayed, so much so that it's already close to the second run of premiums.
Yeah, it is interesting.
So I don't, as of this point, it has not affected the allotments that we were supposed to receive. It's not like, well, since we're bleeding it in, you're not getting it's still supposed to be as many. It's been a bit stressful with the food premiums because a lot of us dealers were notified 3 weeks ago too, that we were going to have them start shipping. So we got money from our customers, and now our customers are 3 weeks into full payment, and they're like, "You son of a bitch, lying bastards!" And we're like, "No, we're not trying to be that. It's just, and we don't want to refund your money now. Then we're eating payment fee. It's a mess." But they are coming, and then August. So that's July, June, July, August. August, we're going to be seeing Jurassic Park Pros make their way onto the line. A lot of renewed interest in. I was talking at the top of the show about Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park Pros. It feels like we're selling more of those than we have in 2 years. People really want these Jurassic Park Pros that are getting made in June. Do you think that is because of the complexity of the moving T-Rex that sometimes has issues? I don't know.
I wouldn't say
the hobby.
I don't think it's the issues. I know a number of players. Again, this is more talking to people that at least casually play competitively. They don't like the moving heads randomness that it applies, even when it works right.
Okay.
So for a lot of people, you get a lot. You don't give up a lot of coolness, and you get a really good playing game when you go with the pro model. So I think it's just more of that.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, we've got a lot of people wanting that Jurassic Park Pro. Also in August, here's the big news. We've talked about it. They've announced it. We don't know specifically when it was going to be, but now we do. We're calling it The Move. The Move is happening, Dennis.
Yes, but this is the first time I've heard someone tell me what month it is.
Yes, in August. So I don't know, when we talk about Jurassic Park Pros coming in August, I don't know if that's before or after The Move. If that's old factory run or if that's new factory run, because Stern Pinball will be shutting down for 1 to 2 weeks in August for the move into their new manufacturing facility. That's big news. What does that mean, though? What does that mean? Does that mean that they're just going to be right back up and at them? I've heard some reports that they're getting stuff over to the new factory now, just not the production line. So
yeah, I think that was kind of what happened with the last move. I don't know if they do a stagger where maybe they use the old factory for a little bit while the stuff's going online. But given the shutdown, I think maybe once they do that point, they're probably moving stuff now, using the old line, then they're going to do the shutdown, and then it's going to be all at the new factory. I think, though, that timeline was achieved last time they moved.
They did. They did it very efficiently.
And it's still being like Ray Tanzer, former famed Gottlieb designer, is who oversees all of that. He oversaw the last move as well. And everyone I've heard from has said he did an excellent job. So anyway, he's got the experience. I think it will probably be quite smooth. Not like what we've seen with other manufacturers that have moved.
I believe
Granted,
so
most
as
of
well.
them who have moved further distances than this.
Yeah, I believe so as well. And to have a large manufacturing company like this only shutting down for 1 to 2 weeks tops, that would be very, very impressive. So they are building so many machines right now. It's unreal. Starting to get some of those back orders lists down a little bit, which is good. And in September, I don't think it's ironic and coincidental that the move happens in August, because September, there's a big old gap for that next Cornerstone title. What's it going to be, Dennis? Is it going to be Venom? Brian Eddy?
It's going to be Venom with Brian
Dwight Sullivan?
Yeah.
Zombie
actually, I would guess
Yeti?
so. Probably, yeah.
Oh, I love sales. And it gets even better than that. We've had a couple of busy months in pinball manufacturing at Stern. Currently, their games are flying out of that factory. They're going to have the move. But what's going to happen from October to December? So much stuff, so many movements, so many changes, so many winks, so many nods, leans, that you're going to want to hear the most recent modifications to the Stern Pinball production schedule for October, November, December, and some of 2024 from Stern Pinball. I've just received these updates, and I really want you guys to jump over to the official Pinball Show membership to hear exactly what is being moved, what is being added, what is being changed for October through December at Stern Pinball. Some eye-opening stuff here. You can hear it exclusively as a Patreon member of the Pinball Show. All you got to do is go to patreon.com/The Pinball Show. Yes, I know you really want to hear this. I get it. There's no shame in that. Come on over. I almost want to guarantee that they'll be surprised, but I won't. No guarantees.
Yeah,
You'll be happy enough.
Because there's probably a pinside thread that has said this somewhere.
Yeah, that's right. Thrown all the pickles at the wall and seen which one races down quickest. What movie's that, Dennis?
I don't know.
Damn it. Billy Madison.
Oh, I've seen that like once because it's not good.
Oh, fuck. I quit. I'm done. Here's the other good news, because everybody's rolling their eyes as I do for 90% of the people trying to make toppers in their garage. Here's the good deal. Don't fret. Don't
make it sound like they're cooking meth.
Yeah, it's blue ice, baby. Some of them are. Plumes. Homemade plumes. Oh,
I am the one who LEDs. What is that from? Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I am the plume. Okay. Don't freak out, people. Don't go on Pinside right now and say, damn it, I'll never listen again to an entire episode. Until the next one. But after that, I promise. We're going to give you this information as well, because we love you as our listener. Numbers don't lie. We only report the facts, and the facts of what's coming up in October, December will be revealed. If it's not already on Pinside at some point, we'll reveal it the next episode. So episode what, 130? So yeah, we'll give you the goods, but you got to wait.
Just have to wait and see?
Wait, yeah, wait and gasp. Oh, I want to tell them so bad. Patreon.com/The Pinball Show. It's $10 a month. It's very much appreciated. With that entry-level membership at $10 a month, you also get invited to a Discord channel, our VIP private Discord channel for The Pinball Show, which has been a hoot and a holler and a lot of fun. Or you can jump up to $25 a month, get even more benefits, or $100 a month. And at that point, we just kind of worship you, except for Dennis. I don't do hero worship. He treats his $10 people as much as he does his 100. His snark does not change. Thank you to all the official TPS members. I still want to talk about Stern, Dennis, because I want to talk about Keith Elwin. He said on the recent Pinball Profile that his next game, believe this, his next game is done. Like it's not even, we're still, it's done. So much so that he is well into his following game.
I'm not surprised.
But this is nuts.
Yeah, look.
It'd be different if he was Borging it.
Before. Maybe I
right?
haven't here, but
he's not Borging it.
No. Look, Keith's said in numerous interviews, he's always been, at least since like game number 2, significantly ahead of the production schedule in terms of doing the design aspects of his games. And I don't think it's surprising. In fact, I think we as a hobby have created this mythos, like everyone's moving things by a millimeter and like they're researching it for 3 months. It's like, no, it's not that slow. It's never been that slow.
It's CAD.
And even in the old days, it wasn't that slow. And so while a
core.
game might often have, like a 12-month incubation cycle, it's not like the layout takes that long. And let's face facts. Like, there's a lot of time between Keith games. So I don't think it's surprising that that he's done with his next game. And it wouldn't shock me if he's close to done with the one after that. Now, I don't mean the code's all there and everything. This is his aspect. This is his parts, but he might, he does his rules. So he may have the rules drafted up. But.
And that goes to show the importance of code now more than ever when it comes to LCD integration, when it comes to lighting effects, music, all this is code. I'm pushing forward saying, and I've said it before, Dennis, you'll probably somewhat agree with me, that code is the factor that is most important in modern pinball. I no longer think it is a layout. I just don't. I think it's code and it's theme.
I don't know. Because so much of it is true. I mean, code is incredibly critical. The thing that still always holds me back is code cannot fix a bad layout. It just can't.
You're big on that.
And some people may disagree with me and be like, no, code can. I think there are layouts that maybe are better without code than other layouts that are better without code. Like Walking Dead, if it didn't have any code as a layout, wouldn't be as fun to just shoot with like nothing else happening versus say Stern Star Trek because of just the flow of it. But, some games just, they're not, even if the code has you accessing all areas of the play. That's my base rule before we get to the integration and everything. Ideal rules should make you want to play the entire table.
Yeah.
Well and said. If you're not shooting across the whole table, then there's a problem. And that's the problem with old games is, there weren't incentives to always shoot all areas. All the geometry wasn't exploited once you knew the rules. It's like, how do I, what was Williams in the 90s? Well, how do I get into multi-ball? Because that's how you win. That's how you blow the game up.
Yep.
So that's the one thing. But that said, all the immersion and everything else is coming from that code at this point. Because code is more than just the rules. As you noted, it's the LCD integration, it's the music, it's the sound effects triggering properly. So for buying modern pinball, if the code isn't there, it won't say, like, a great layout with sloppy code isn't going to sell. Because people will be like, I don't feel like I'm in the world of the Galactic Tanks, or I don't feel like I'm in the world of Godfather, because that comes down to the code. And even if it shoots great, if it's like, if they bought it because they love the theme and it doesn't feel like they're in the theme, why would they keep the game?
We've also seen in modern pinball something very important is, and I think this is, I think when it comes to Keith Elwin, half of it is the geometry, because he has a way of creating unique layouts, but ones that are actually very well shooting, right? They're not just cute novel ideas, they're well shooting, some of the best of all time. But I think half of what his is his integration and idea of a structure of a rule set as well. Sometimes I feel as if the coder, they get stuck in their own way. They get deep down this rabbit hole so far because of their brilliance that they miss what someone like me is looking for when I'm playing a game. That dichotomy between the yesteryears of a Steve Ritchie saying, here's the layout, here's your physical piece, do what you want with the code. Right. I think that still kind of sticks today. So when we get people like Keith Elwin that are prolific players and designers, kinetic satisfaction creators, when they give their input as the structure of a rule set, I think that helps immensely as well. So that there's not too much of a dichotomy there, because coders get a little bit too deep sometimes, I think. All right, so Keith Elwin, all finished on his next game. And do you have any rumors as to what his next game is, Dennis?
I hadn't.
I've the rumor that's circling around Water Bowl is Jaws.
Whoa,
whoa.
Well, I hope they have assets for it.
Whoa, what? How hard is it to get a shark? Whoa, whoa.
I don't know.
See that freckle on its nose? That's not the IP shark.
The movie, but the movie isn't really about the shark.
I know it's not.
So, I mean, I'm just thinking like, Zen Studios, host of their version of the Pinball Show. They have they have a neon sign, so that makes them the winner. They did a table years ago, a Jaws table, and it, I don't know.
I'm hearing Jaws as well. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't have any inside evidence that it is true. What I do have inside knowledge of is something I'll drop right here, right now. I don't care. I'm hearing that his next game, regardless of, what is it, Jaws, is it not Jaws? I'm hearing that his next game, theme, layout, toys, mech integration, is another holy shit, knock your socks off game. Here comes another huge backlog.
But is anyone really surprised at hearing that reportedly the layout is really good?
I'm trying to discriminate, or I'm trying to differentiate for the listener, because I have to put myself in my shoes. I'm trying to sell games, of course, so I'm going to try to hype this stuff up. But what I'm being told behind the scenes is this is more akin to a Godzilla than it is the stuff I was hearing about Avengers.
Well, Avengers is his lowest rated game on Pinside, and as we know, Pinside is 100% accurate. But even that game, I think, is top 20 on their list.
And I hear things, behind the scenes, even within Stern, the people working there, what they like, what they don't like, what everyone's playing there, whose game they're really playing, Whitewood-wise. And Avengers, people were liking that. But what I'm hearing about this next one is like, oh, crap. Wait until you see this. Another one of those. Whew. When do you think we see it? Is it coming in September?
Next year.
No,
maybe in the late winter, early spring of next year.
Okay. When are we going to see American Pinball's GTF?
I have seen it. Whoop, whoop.
GTF is here. Signature editions are going to start shipping. Wait,
now,
hold up.
Which version is what?
Wait, signature. That's the one with the $5,000 back glass.
Okay.
That's the lenticular. That's the thermos. That's the signatures. That's the big one.
Okay. The one that folds.
Call now for price. No, because the LE folds.
Oh. I'm raging at myself that I can't keep all this straight anymore. I'm too old to begin the training.
Too old. I can't hear too old now. So I listened to the Pinball News, Pinball Magazine, Pinball Podcast. That joke never gets old for me. I'm sorry for those it does.
Okay, now I haven't heard this, so this is going to be news to me.
They talked to Dave Fix. Well, okay. It was like a nail biter, because at the beginning of the show they said I can't do a British accent. I can't.
You can't?
I'd like to talk to Dave Fix, and Mr. Fix, I'm not sure, is going to be able to meet with us this scheduled meeting. He's busy. He's creating. No, so they gave us a little tease. Is Dave Fix going to show up by hour 2? And he did. He showed up. So it was like a tease within the intro. So Dave Fix showed up, and I have got to, without being passive aggressive, I've got to say thank you to Dave Fix for coming onto that podcast, so that as a dealer, I have information now as to when our orders are going to be fulfilled. That was me being passive aggressive.
Yes, I could tell.
Okay. So he had a lot of information, old Fixie.
Oh,
yeah.
I do love information.
Yeah, 5 years worth. If they said if you order a GTF now, I think it was Martin that asked, if you order a GTF now, when's it going to be fulfilled? And Jerry at Multimorphic said no. And so he said, well, it's going to be a while. Quote, 2 months. ... He didn't say ... but there was a space, and he said 3 months. Can I hear 4 months? 4 months? Can I hear 5 months? Can I get a 5 months? Can I have 5 months? 6 months?
Yeah. Well, were there more ... or was it 2 months, 3 months?
2 months, 3 months.
Okay.
Which I find interesting, because we have some on order, and we've not seen one yet.
How long have you had them on order? 2 months or 3 months?
Release day.
Okay. Yeah. So that was in March.
It was in March.
So it's been more than 2 months.
It's been more than 2 months. Maybe it's 3 months.
Might be almost 3 months.
Some of them are trickling out. I've heard
that. I've heard people have gotten it.
Yeah. Some people on our Discord have received theirs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Dave Fix also indicating that he is a reader of Pinside. Yeah, he says he's a reader of Pinside because...
Is that like reading the New Yorker or what?
No, he just wanted to let people know that the reason he's on Pinside, it's not that it's supporting, it's because he said a lot of people in glass houses on the forums at Pinside, but he said in order to, quote, throw a stone or take a stone, end quote, if he needs to.
What does that mean? Is that like give a penny, take a penny?
No, it doesn't
like
sound like that. It sounds like...
Well, the take a stone does. Does he mean...
Take a stone for later use, maybe? I don't...
Yeah, or does he mean like so that if
Dave,
someone was going to throw a stone
stones
at someone, he wants to jump out in front of it and like take the stone, like get hit in it?
No, it felt like eye for an eye kind of thing. Like, I'm going to have my snowball mound. And if you throw a snowball at me when I'm coming home from school, damn it, I will throw that snowball back at you.
I mean,
replace snowball with head injury inducing stones.
The throw a stone part, yeah, I get that. The take a stone, makes me think if something was getting criticized, say about American Pinball, like if he were to come in and say, no, don't blame Bob over there, don't blame Steve, you need to blame me. The buck stops here.
Stone
so
me.
that was like, I'll take these slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, not
freedom.
And but then the other part of the statement, yeah, or I'll see people and I'll be like, you know what, I just need to destroy them and throw stones, which is an interesting strategy as a company representative to go with. But okay.
I love that Dave Fix gives us info, and he's fun to communicate with and talk to at the shows and stuff. So I like giving Fixie a tough time at times, but when he sends me product, I like him too. He indicated that they're going to be at some upcoming shows. They're going to IAAPA, the Northwest show this last weekend. The Northwest, I've heard great things about that show. They were there. He said he was going to send 12 GTFs. I just need one, Dave. I've ordered a shitload. Can I not just get one of them? Damn.
Are you at the Northwest show?
No, I'm not.
Then maybe shut up.
12? So Tommy at Nitro gets 12 for the Northwest show to sell there. I've already got people waiting.
You have toppers. You have toppers.
Should I tell my customers to go to the Northwest show in order to get it? I'm not salty. GTF. Also, this is news to me. He said on that podcast, PM and MP, that, can you believe this, Dennis? GTF, exclamation part, is the acronym. It is out earning all the other titles in pinball, including Foo Fighters. It's out earning them. Yeah. That is a congratulatory laugh from my co-host, Dennis Kriesel. Job well done, group. A round of applause for American Pinball. Boy. Yep. Out earning.
No.
Oh, yes.
No.
They're everywhere.
No.
It's a freaking, it's an invasion of the tanks, man. Out earning all the major cities. New York, Chicago,
is his personal
LA.
arcade.
Yes. The tanks are coming. Yep. Has earned as much, if not more, than titles such as Foo Fighters, Godfather. Yep. Pulp Fiction. Like, what?
You have to edit so much of this out.
I know. Galactic
I'm so
Tank
sorry.
Force.
Oh my god. I should have listened to this. Oh my god.
You should have listened.
Why didn't I listen? Oh, I'm sorry.
It's been the most rewinded podcast episode in pinball podcasting history. Because people are like, what the fuck did he just say? Rewind it.
Moment.
Did he just go 10-second back skip there? Oh, fuck, he did say that. All right. Well, okay, Dave. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. If so,
no, it's not. Come on,
I can't put any on location because I don't fucking have any. But
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
I'm taking crazy pills. What is going on? Wow. We deserve more money, Dennis, if that's the case. We have shot that thing to the moon in popularity. Okay.
And that's without the lunch boxes being ready.
Without the lunch boxes. Your laugh indicates you feel the same way. I find it hard to believe any of that.
Hard to believe.
At
You're
all.
so generous.
At all.
You're so generous.
I'm just waiting on my games, Dennis. I'm waiting on and
has it outsold Godzilla too while we're at it? Maybe Adam's Family. Why not? Why stop at
Sky's
Godzilla?
the limit, baby. Oh, shit.
Oh.
They're rolling off the factory line. The reason I'm being a little bit prickly about this, listeners, because I've been struggling with American. I've been trying American Pinball to get some games. The bigger issue is communication. Like whether I'm a shill and I shouldn't be talking against companies. Like sometimes I do just because so that people can share my pain. All right. Like I've been waiting. Not that I would generally don't discuss, weird business interactions and relationships on here, but I like to be transparent as well. So it's a balancing act over here. But at Flippin' Out Pinball, a company I own and distribute games, we have messaged 3 times now to American Pinball formally, and I'm attaching like 5 people to each of these emails saying, hey guys, I need an update as to when we're getting our ordered GTFs. Like just some type of timeline here. I needed to be able to tell customers, communicate that. They've put down deposits. We have some of their non-refundable. Please let us know what are we looking at a week? Are we looking at a year? Like what are we looking at? And this has been, since release and stuff. 3 times now, the most recent being last week. And they don't respond. They just don't respond. Not to even, tough shit. We don't know what to tell you, Zach.
That's odd.
No response.
Or at least I find it odd.
And I'm like, is it going into spam folder? Like what? No, because I've emailed people before and they get back with me about other stuff. Like, does the Oktoberfest Deluxe come with a Stein stuff? Stupid shit. But no responses. This last week, I even had somebody from accounting at American Pinball. I think it was like, tag Dave Fix in the email. It was like, Dave, please respond to this dealer. Nothing. So when I go here, see him as a dealer, when I see him going on a podcast, just humming it up and talking about all these, I'm like, it's bad enough we're not updating dealers, but at least let us know what's going on. Respond to the emails. That's why I'm being a little frustrated here and transparent. I was happy to hear on this podcast him say that Hot Wheels, Legends of Valhalla, Dennis, and Oktoberfest are in stock. They have them in stock in American Pinball. I was shocked because they don't sell direct. They just sell to dealers. And as one of their dealers, this is news to me.
Do you have orders pending for these?
I do not.
Okay.
I'd be really concerned if I had orders pending.
Okay. Well, yeah, but I was going to say.
I do not have. But the thing is, what are they collecting games over there? If they're in stock, why wouldn't they have?
They haven't told you
they have
were
not
in stock.
told us as at least not me, that I didn't know any of these were in stock. So when I heard
sure
this,
your spam filter's not like catching all their emails?
When I heard this on the podcast, I immediately messaged them over because I was like, you know what, I could probably get rid of some Hot Wheels. I think it's a good title. So I go to order some Hot Wheels and I say, hey, gang, I heard from Dave Fix on the PM&T podcast that you guys have Hot Wheels in stock. I'd like to purchase some. Can you tell me what models are available? Let's get some shipping, blah, blah. No response. So I don't know that's why I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know. All I know is based on this podcast.
If they have Legends of Valhalla in stock, so is that still I guess you don't know.
The classic? Is that still the LE that they didn't sell out
remember
of?
He said because I remember hearing about this, there were going to be 3 tiers. Remember they're moving because there was so much demand. Like there was demand for like 500 whatever. So are those these? Are they finished with the deluxe editions or whatever they were called?
Did they go to the standards? I don't know.
Or they alternate? Do they have 2? Oh, well, they have multiple lines. I remember hearing that. So are they running Legends of Valhalla on one line and GTF's signature editions on the other?
I have no clue. I simply, as an authorized dealer, I don't know. No clue.
Okay, well.
The information I have as a dealer is the information I received through this podcast. We did hear on this podcast, and they emailed us back, the dealers, Dave did, saying, hey, we're fixing some stuff on this bank, right? The center bank that everybody's talking about. They talked about that on the podcast as well. They had some magnetized balls. He was going into talking about dealing with a supplier, getting different balls that weren't magnetized, blah, 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 blah. So they're fixing stuff. That's great. He also said they got an extension from Mattel on the Hot Wheels license. So they re-upped that. It's good news as well. He said, again, kind of confusing. He indicated that after GTF Signature Editions, because those are going to be on the line here soon, that Houdini is going to be running again.
Their first game?
Their first game. Because he said that while Hot Wheels, Legends of Valhalla, Oktoberfest, all in stock, they're sitting on 200 plus orders of Houdini from dealers. 200 plus.
Wow.
So I'm like, okay, well, if they're running Houdini again after GTF Signature Editions, but he previously said earlier that if you buy a GTF now, it'll be fulfilled in 2 months. So, see, the timeline's getting messed up here. We have Houdinis on back order because they haven't built them for over 2 years. Non-refundable deposits. That a podcast he's told before that they didn't take non-refundable deposits from dealers. So that's all on a dealer if they're taking. No, it's bullshit because a lot of us dealers have ordered Houdini, and that came with non-refundable deposits over 2 years. So I'd still be surprised if they had 200 plus orders of Houdini on back order. But hey, if they do, they do. It's just all very confusing. And it'd be nice to get some accurate information so that businesses can make decisions and hobbyists can make purchasing decisions. Remember where we all thought like the American Dream idea and everybody thought it was a good idea, and then you put a little perspective into it, Dennis, and then people are like, this is kind of weird deal with the whole homebrew thing. They asked about that. Good on them for asking about that.
Oh,
too.
yeah. I often forget about this, but I know a lot of people, they really cared about this.
Yeah, whatever happened to did it have a winner? Like, we heard nothing. Well, Dave Fick said that, yes, they have chosen a winner for that American Dream from the last expo, and that winner has been notified as having that winning homebrew, and they were going to try to make it, right? He said the theme kind of insinuated it had to be licensed, so that's what they're working on right now, licensing that thing. I thought that, like, I don't know, I didn't think that came with the win, getting the license, but maybe they're trying to get the license to it. Now, if I was studious enough, I'd go back to the expo and see what homebrews were there with licenses and try to narrow it down. But why a secret? Why is there a secret as to who won this American Dream? I didn't think this was a private. I thought this was going to announce a winner.
Yeah, I don't remember very well. I've actually gone back and pulled up the American Dream Challenge flyer that Pinball Expo had listed, and so at that it had noted that the contest was homebrewers would have 1 year to design and develop a unique and innovative concept and show it off at Expo 2023. And what the flyer had said was the creation will be judged by Expo attendees and the American Pinball crew, and the winner's machine may be put into production. And that the winner of Best in Show, which I guess was sort of separate from that, was supposed to get money, $250. And then there was a disclaimer about they made it clear that they weren't guaranteeing they were going to put a game in production. But given that they described it as a winner, you win the challenge. Why that implicitly indicates that the winner would be named publicly, because if you don't name them public, here's the thing. It's like when YouTubers do giveaways and stuff. If you don't name the person who won, how do you know that the drawing happened?
Yes.
So it's super weird not to name the individual. So I don't.
And it wasn't like the show was last month. I mean, it was
no. But the way it was always phrased was, it said that the creation was going to be judged by Expo attendees and the American Pinball crew. That's at the show. So everyone thought the announcement would be at the show, like Rob Burke or someone would announce it, if not American Pinball.
I don't know if there was a lot of signage or anything at the show. I don't remember. So I don't know who won.
And I mean, in the disclaimers, when it came to production, they even noted like the idea license stuff was okay, because what they did is they said they reserved the right to refuse designs on the basis of copyrighted material. But you see, at the time, most of the phrasing was really leaning on originality. So they indicated, like, if you go with a license, we might just have to reject it on that grounds alone. But you see, there were terms and stuff. Like, you were the winner of the American Dream. AAP was supposed to get right to first negotiate for the design and stuff. So I don't know.
Maybe that's what they're doing.
Well, the way you've described, again, I haven't heard the interview, but the way you described what came out on the podcast was that they were told they're the winner, and AP is working on getting the license. Yeah, so even though it's a licensed theme, they want to move forward with it, but they want to. That's how, at least the summary that as I understand it, is what he
Yeah,
indicated.
maybe we'll get some clarification from them here soon. So
I don't know.
In a nutshell, that's where we're at with American Pinball, GTF, Dave Fix being on a podcast, and such.
Okay, well, that was fun.
He's the gift that keeps on giving. We've got a new gift, though, and it's bundled in croissants, beignets. No, that's...
Beignets. Yeah, sure. Beignets.
Okay. Yeah. And that is a new pinball company launching their first pinball machine. I believe it is. If not, sue me. I don't know. The company's called Hexa Pinball. And the pinball machine, I don't want to give it away. Here's what it's called. That's right. Hexa Pinball enters the ring in the pinball industry with their launch of Space. We got to give it time to breathe. Hunt.
Yes. Space Hunt.
Space Hunt. We've already kind of started creating so much exposure for this in just our opening, and it's not going to get any worse or any better, listener. You've seen the pictures. If not, you need to... I think Nap's got a good write-up, naparcade.org. You can follow the video on YouTube of Hexa Pinball, where they have their sizzle reel of Space Hunt. Pictures, description stuff can be seen everywhere. Let's dive into this, Dennis. What the fuck are we looking at? This is a new company. I'm convinced that they don't want American buyers.
Why?
They're not looking. This is just like, they almost don't even want us Americans to even know about this. It doesn't feel, and they're like, nah, we over here, we do our own thing. We only have 3 dealers. They all over here. No American. We're fine. We don't even pay attention to us. That's what it feels like. Because there's no American dealers, and I don't understand the theming of any of this. I don't understand a lot of this game. So I think this is not for us.
I mean, it makes sense to start local for any company, I think, and that since they're based in Europe, to target sales in Europe for their first game would make a lot of sense. But let's be blunt, at a basically $9,500 U.S. game, this isn't selling in the U.S. well enough to worry about getting dealers.
What about the Elegance package?
No, we don't even count the Elegance package.
That is, the Elegance package 9, 10, 11 is damn near the price of a Jersey Jet. It's almost $12,000 for an Elegance package. So you see,
I'm not sure this is for anyone.
For a non-licensed pinball machine.
You say it's not for us as in U.S., but I'm not sure it's for anyone.
People have got to see the pictures of this. She's a pinky. She is a pinky monster.
I asked somewhere. I didn't see anyone answer. I was asking. I wondered this pink of a game. The last one I remember. I was wondering what was the last time we saw a game with about this much pink? And the closest I could come up with was Gottlieb Premier's Vegas, one of their street levels from like '90.
Diamond Lady.
It was really pink. Diamond Lady's older though, and it's not as. I mean, it probably has a lot of cab fade.
Man, this pink's got that stank on it too. That's a hot pink.
Some of it reminds me a little bit of the pinks used in Total Nuclear Annihilation. You know, that kind of cyberpunk pink, but not in that. In fact, some of the styling, like in the middle of the playfield and stuff, kind of. Maybe wants to be that, but to me, and I don't mean it in like a mean way. I mean it in like a Procter and Gamble way. But it looks like Pepto-Bismol was just sort of spilled all over this thing. Does Procter make Pepto?
I don't. Procter and Gamble. I don't even know why you know that company.
What? I know Procter and Gamble, or
yeah, I mean, it's not a.
It's a big right company. It's huge. I mean, they make all sorts of stuff. Yes, they do. Oh, I'm right. I looked it up. Pepto-Bismol is Procter and Gamble. Yeah.
Herbert, indigestion, upset stomach, space
diarrhea.
Space hunt. Saving you from runs, from juices.
Should come with a bottle of it. Kills bacteria and spaces.
You hear something stupid, Dennis?
What?
I really kind of like the art.
It's fine. I don't mind it being.
I do. I love the pink and the blues and the purples.
I'm getting. It's different. I respect that it's different. It's got some fun stuff to it. It's Pepto-Bismol pink.
But then there's some stuff I don't understand. Like the main character in this is it looks like something hand drawn of a ball almost Punny Factory worthy of the main protagonist is a
ball with
comical
a
little
crown
silver
or
ball,
something.
But then he's got stick hands and stick figures, and it looks like on the front of the game he's flicking off the player. Yeah, but just give him 2 middle fingers.
What's on his head? It's like a crown, right? Like a space crown.
He's a pinball king. I don't know what's on his head.
I like the robot on the back glass.
Yeah, but he doesn't make sense to the...
What? Yes, he does. He's got an axe, so he's clearly serious.
Fucking, what is wrong with people, and what kind of drugs are they on, and do you have extra?
You know what, Zach? I have heard that this game is going to out-earn Foo Fighters on location. I think you should buy it.
Move over, GTF.
I think you should buy it.
I would... Oh, man, what is this game doing?
It's got that fun 3-headed monster with the 3 aliens that look like jellyfish.
It's weird. Some of the art is just fantastic. Some of the animation fantastic. And then some is just so hideous and looks rudimentary. It's weird. It's almost like...
Space Hunt.
It's almost like 2 artists. Like one really good artist and then his son. But the manufacturers don't have the heart to be like, we don't want Billy to touch this game. But... we need an artist, so we're gonna go with it. So that's the artwork.
I'm confused about.
I don't know what the story is.
The little upper playfield with what reminds
you want to get
me.
You want to get into the layout.
Well, I mean, because that's what's going to sell the game. Because the theme is original. So I get. I mean, they went with space, which like everyone's doing this year. But
and
space
hunt.
is like always a safe generic area to go with in pinball.
Why is there so many space games and hunt?
Yes, because
the upper playfield
pinball players are like to hunt things. They're very
we are hunters. Yes, we are. There is an upper playfield, as you're alluding to, that comes off of a left ramp.
Right. There's a left ramp beside the left orbit that feeds all the way over to an upper playfield in the middle right of the playfield
with a repeatable looping shot. But
there's a
hole
thing. There's like
fall in.
Yeah, but. It reminds me of a tilt bob, like a teeny, but they didn't hang a tilt bob on it. They hung a couple of those post rubbers
on this. No, it's just a very static, light, loose stick.
But what does it do? Does it do anything? It scores points or something, right?
Unless there's an opto, otherwise it doesn't look like there's a switch that it hits.
But it's attached to this like unpainted metal thing. So is there not?
It's
current
like a
running
smaller loop than the spinning house loop on Wizard of Oz.
This looks like a pretty tight loop to me.
Yeah, little flipper up there. I don't know, and then it exits down a wire form. I don't know what the goal of that is, but that's like the central feature toy in this game because there's no toys. So that's like a, hey, make it up here kind of thing. Doesn't look particularly fun up there, though.
No, I'm unfortunately, it's too small to do. It reminds me of the Rob Zombie chicken bucket area.
Yeah. I don't know what that gangler is. It looks like a uvula, or what was those called?
Yeah, I've seen some people say that. Yeah,
I just said a part of a vagina. But I said it right? Uvula?
I think you said it right.
Vulva? What is it?
No,
it's uvula. Put them together and you got a real good time. Maybe they forgot to add the weight. I could see the weight, on the end. You kind of hit it. You know what would be cool?
Hit it? I don't know what the goal. I don't know.
I'm going to be helpful to Hexa here.
No, you're not.
It would have been cool if they redid an actualization of a tilt bob, like an enlarged tilt bob around the tilt ring there, and you had to hit loops without hitting that. Like, why not put a toy tilt bob in there? That would have been fucking awesome. That would have been cool, right?
I guess.
In these pictures, it shows nothing. You just hit it. And it falls down.
Yeah, so there's that. Then you've got a left ramp, not as far left.
I think there is a scoop far left though. Which
yes,
tells
I did.
me,
that one was traditional scoop.
I wonder if that's I wonder if it's a standalone scoop there. Or if there's a subway that leads to that.
Now it looks like they've got a ball lock system just to the right of the second left ramp between the pop bumper and that ramp entrance with one drop target.
Oh,
but
okay.
I don't see anything like it says lock 1, lock 2, lock 3, and behind lock 1 is a drop. But I don't see any I don't think it doesn't look like it's a physical lock, is it? It looks like you just hit the drop.
Right drop target goes back into the shooter lane like everything else. Okay, this layout. It's interesting, but not
spinner on the left orbit.
Okay, doesn't look crazy awesome by any means.
I
It looks like another run of the mill modern layout. Nothing special here.
Yeah,
nothing stands out.
Yeah, I mean, the most unique aspect, I'd say the two most unique aspects are probably you got 4 ramps. That's different than a lot of games will go with, and 2 of them merge together for their return, and then the weird upper playfield.
Yeah, I think it's a forgettable layout.
I just don't see $9,000 on this playfield. So.
I don't see any of this. I don't know how this sells. I don't know who wants to put money into a company doing this. But to each their own. There are some redeeming qualities I like about it. I love me some Pinky. And
it might shoot great. What is that thing? Okay, so the crown thing on the Pro tag is actually a thruster. I see a close-up of him now. It's like a rocket. He's got a rocket crown.
A rocket crown.
Yeah.
I think it could have been a lot better than what it's presented as, and it's got more airtime than it probably deserves at this point. Oh, so the heads and come on, Hex at Pinball. The heads in the back are just flasher caps. Those 3 head skull.
Yeah.
Flasher caps.
To be cool. I think so. Or maybe, there's another shot which gives me like near where the Combo X insert is, which almost has like a Cthulhu style vibe to the art approach with it. But then there's another shot where the ball, the Pro Tag ball is he's pointing at an insert, and he's got this big grin with human teeth.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
Yeah, and I'm like,
I
don't know. It's like there's a mix of styles here.
Yeah. So you guys can check out. I think they have a gameplay coming June 10th and 11th. It's all in French. I can't really read it. At some salon. I'm being facetious there. I think it's like a salon means something in French. I don't know, but that's Pepto Pinball.
They should rename
Pepto Pinball. Oh, if we were smart, we would have had a little jingle. Left drain, right drain.
Yeah.
Straight down the middle. Yay, Pepto Pinball. And it says game features 3 pinball machines. Well, motherfucker, where's the third one at then? I'm only seeing 2. 2 tray levels. What does that mean?
Maybe they mistyped trim.
Play as the hero, Spherus. You see what they did there. These are the same writers as on Pinside in Facebook. So hilarious. Play as the hero, Spherus, and free your people from the yoke of the Space Hunters. Complete all the original missions to defeat the enemy. That's your goal.
The enemy.
Original missions. Well, as opposed to what?
I want there to be a mode you activate, and all of a sudden it's clips from Alien, and you're trying to save Jonesy or get him off the ship. It's just like straight up ripped right out of Pinball Brothers. It's just dropped in. It's an Easter egg.
I don't understand how like the brochures and stuff. Some of the like the notes, the dashes, and it'll give the features. Some of them start with capitalization, but then Spinner is not capitalized, and then like. Other brake system is not capitalized, nor do I even know what brake system means as an exclusive feature, but then soundtrack is capitalized. Like, who wrote this? If this is the level of detail you're going into to launch a $12,000 pinball machine, it makes me second guess how competent you are at this. Unless this is that bastard Billy, son of the artist, doing this. What is a brake system, Dennis?
A brake system?
Yeah, exclusive features. You get digital service menu. I don't know what's exclusive about that. You get brake system, and you get soundtrack and original.
BREAK?
Yeah, brake system.
I'm wondering that's like I wonder if they use like Google Translate. I'm wondering if that's the diagnostic system.
Okay, well,
see if something's not working right.
Digital service menu, brake system. Oh,
yeah, to figure out if a switch's not working.
Yeah.
You can see how like a translator would say, what is something that's broke? In French, you write something that's like,
break.
That's break. Yeah.
Okay. Break. Yeah. Soundtrack and original voice. Original voice as opposed to what? No, not. It's me.
No. Instead of them just using audio clips from the Space Hunt movie. Don't you remember the Space Hunt movie?
I like that in game features. One of the game features, they're listing all the Hulu physical Plus. Things. The half pipe, double wire ramps, a spinner, 3 emulated drop targets, and then hidden plot. Hidden hidden plot. Shouldn't that be part of the goals? Hidden plot. What do they mean by that? Multi-balls, up to 4 balls. A single pendulum shot. A pendulum to nowhere. What is... It's not pendulum if it's the same weighted object, is it? A pendulum implies a weight at the base.
You're taking way too much into what Google Translate's helping with.
Okay. This is fucking chat GTP. Like,
I don't think that.
How does this happen? I just don't get how any of this happens.
Just let
how does
them
it get this
have
far?
their dream. Just let them have their dream. We
It's
got to
now
move
time
on.
to
We can't be
free
spending this
your
much time
people.
on this.
Enslaved by space hunters and hundreds of years.
We're done with Hexa Pinball now.
Okay,
We're
can I
done with
please
it.
just read the
No,
intro?
you can't.
When all seems lost in your fight of freedom, you receive unexpected help, which will modify the balance of power. It's now time to free your people. Come on, we won't keep you any longer around here. Go on the official website to find more informations.
Just let it go.
Sorry. Jersey Jack Pinball. I can't believe, you know what? I'm sorry, Jersey Jack. We just gave Hexa Pinball a space above yours in this week's news. I'm sorry.
Well, this isn't very much news, to be blunt.
Hey, I was listening to the guys over at the Pinball News, Pinball Magazine, Pinball Podcast. What a hearty episode. I'm referencing them twice here. They reached out to Jack Guarneri, as they often do, and asked about this whole Cam and Cow saying Harry Potter thing. Like, what's Jack think about that? Jack didn't say no comment, nor did he say he had the time to do an interview with them. But Martin said that basically he indicated, that is Jack Guarneri, original founder of Jersey Jack Pinball, wondered why Joe Cam and Cow would go on posting that about Harry Potter pinball license on his Facebook page. He didn't confirm that they do have the Harry Potter, didn't deny that they had. It just said to Martin, like, yeah, I find that odd. I wonder why he did that.
This is the same Jack that posted on his social media just before Godfather was revealed, standing in front of a Harry Potter poster, right?
You're a wizard, Guarneri.
Yeah, I don't know why he would go and post that either. So I guess it's just a lot of people not understanding people's actions.
A lot of non-itchy heads. So much scratching has been done. It's a little reach for that. But
yeah.
Godfather CE, you know what? It's now on the assembly line.
Oh, okay.
Boom. Here comes gold.
Okay.
Speaking of gold, Pinball Brothers, with their golden hit Queen, gets a nice update. It's now at version 1.0.
Oh. The
game now has an in-game wizard mode around Bohemian Rhapsody, their all-time mecha hit, Bohemian Rhapsody. And it's a 6-chapter wizard mode, including a 5-ball multi-ball and also an independently selectable standalone Bohemian challenge. So it's kind of like the Stern games now. You can pick it if you want to ahead of time. So this wizard mode in general, it's got 6 chapters. It covers all the distinct sections of that truly unique song, starting off slow with the intro, followed by Mama and Too Late, leading up to the up-tempo part of the song, Scaramouche, Scaramouche. I've never seen that spelled out, so nicely done, Pinball Brothers. Scaramouche. Did you know that was a word?
I mean, I've heard it in the song.
Thunderbolts of lightning, followed by Get Out, and then ending up with Nothing Really Matters. See, I'm rusty because you don't let me sing on here anymore, Dennis.
That's tragic.
6 minutes of the experience covering a vast variety of gameplay and emotions awaits. Good times. Still waiting for mine. I'm excited about Queen getting that update. You're a wizard, Freddy. Chicago Gaming Company in the news. They are still cranking out Cactus Canyon Remake LEs. They're probably over halfway, but for some reason they start squeezing out some SE Plus models too. What is going on, Dennis? Why are they doing that?
I don't know.
What?
I know a number of people who have indicated they've lost a lot of patience, when I can't really blame them, especially if they ordered back in
2 years
late
ago.
2021. Yeah.
So weird. The only thing I can think of, there's some differences with the LE and the SE Plus. It was
Well,
not
obviously,
the topper.
that would suggest, something other than the topper
Powder
is now
coating?
in short supply.
There's no way powder coating. Maybe the wooden apron.
Maybe that, yeah.
Otherwise, a minecart molding. I don't know. Maybe they're just like, hey, it's been too long, so we need to get some SE
Yeah, but
Pluses
the
out
LE
there
people
so
have
that-
waited just as long, too.
I know. Well, actually, the LE people have waited longer because they came out with the SE Plus model following.
The SE Plus, it wasn't at the initial reveal. It wasn't a long wait, but
unless they're wanting
later.
to assure the SE Plus people that their games are going to happen. I don't know.
I don't. It's like a no-win scenario. It's Kobayashi Maru for CGC. Unless they could just turn all these games out all of a sudden, they're going to take a lot of flack for it. And I know people that won't order Pulp Fiction because they're worried about the speed on this.
I'm having it's already started, Dennis. I'm having people message, "Hey, what's the latest update on my Pulp Fiction?" I'm like, "Fuck, they haven't even got cactuses done."
I got asked about it when I was at the pinball tournament yesterday, and I told someone, "Look, my position is they're saying Q3 was the official announcement, Q3 of this year for Pulp Fiction, but unless Cactus Canyon's done, I sure wouldn't count on it."
Yeah, I don't see it.
That's my non-professional opinion because I don't.
Now, towards the end of the show, we talk about competitive pinball. We put this right before pinball market trends because, people
care.
People stick around for that.
Yes.
The IFPA 18 World Pinball Championship happened this last weekend. Mm-hmm. I think it might still be going on as we're recording.
Might be. We've been recording a while, though.
Or we can get cute and be like, we really don't want to give any spoilers, so we'll just say that the final match, it's down to Johannes Ostermeier. I always think of a German sausage. Ostermeier Wiener. No, he don't like that.
Oscar-Meyer.
Yeah, but it's a play on words.
I get it, but you call them a hot dog.
Sorry, I'm no punny factory. Sorry, Andy. Versus Finland's own Marcus Virtanen. Virtanen. I don't know. What a Finnish sound. Oh, my
gosh. All these people are unsubscribing for your mispronunciations and cruelty to Europeans.
And he wears white gloves. Oh, I smell a trend. White gloves? I would be intimidated if somebody I was playing in a tournament put on their white gloves. That's kind of badass. I'm rooting for you, Marcus. But I think you're going to get Ostermeired. Fucking Johannes is nothing to mess with. That dude will win and still not smile. He doesn't give a shit. He don't care about ratings.
You and the rating thing.
Epstein Cup. That's when the countries battle one another. Continent. I don't know who battles, but all I know is either North America or the U.S. won. They beat the people over the sea.
People over the sea.
Sorry, I haven't seen The Little Mermaid this week.
I want to take my hat off to you, Zach, for the sheer amount of research you have done for this segment.
Hey, you know what? That's better than most. I gotta say, that's better than most. The Epstein Cup coming back home. I think it was already here last year. Would you ever go see The Little Mermaid?
The what? The new one?
Yeah, the new one.
Yeah. No. I wouldn't go to I wouldn't go to the theater and see it. No, it's just.
I did. I liked it.
I know, and you liked it. And that's fine.
I liked it.
Just
some weird stuff.
I saw the Spider-Verse movie.
Oh, you went and seen that, huh?
Yeah, I didn't see the first. I saw it on video.
They're hyping that awfully hard.
Yeah, the animation was really cool. It's long though. Oh, it's long though, and it's a cliffhanger. So just FYI, if you want to wait or not.
I haven't seen the first one. I want to go back. I want to watch the first one.
The first one's a good. I saw it like years after it came out, but the first one's good. It's a good story. But check it out. This one, they ended on cliffhanger. So, and I guess that was known ahead of time, but I didn't know. Man. So a friend of mine was like, asked me if I wanted to see it. I was like, yeah, sure.
Wait another 5 years while they do all the animation.
Well, oh my gosh, there's so many animators. I sat through the credits because I thought maybe they'll put a sneaky thing in at the end, and they're like, "No, we're Sony.
Yeah, like
we
all
don't
Marvel
care about
movies.
that stuff."
No, yeah, Sony doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, because it's not Disney. It's technically Sony in collaboration with Disney for Marvel. So
can they not just get over it and figure it out?
Well, someday. I mean, Sony don't want to let it go because they bought that when Marvel was going bankrupt. And would you give up Spider-Man and let Disney have it if you had control of it?
I don't know why they're redoing all of these animated classics. It makes no sense to me. I get the premise of nostalgia. Doing it live action.
It's just nostalgia moves. It's what you should get it because that's what all pinball is. I mean, every time. Why do you think I roll my eyes every time someone goes gaga for Back to the Future? No one cares anymore.
I thought they would ruin the Little Mermaid more. I really thought they were just going to screw it up. No, there was a lot of things that I'm like, okay, I still got the nostalgia. Some of it, Disney in 2023 has the worst visual effects now for some reason. I'm like, who in the hell did the visual effects for this, because you should have waited a whole another decade if you can't figure out water, people. This looks like garbage a lot. Like, you can tell they weren't comfortable trying to portray being underwater. Like, it looks so bad. And then the hair physics. Nope. You should have tried in 10 more years. But they didn't screw it all up totally. So this last week, I watched a crab, an animated bird, a grouper, but they didn't have any goats on there. Nope. No goats, Dennis, in that film. But we've got some goats, some big old greatest of all times in our exclusive club. It's called the Screaming Goat Club, and we've got to personally thank them on this episode. Hey, Bobcat, thank you. And please, for Dennis and I, thank your wife.
Oh, shoot that fucker!
Bumblebee! We've decided, Jabs, that you're now the Bumblebee, and we want to thank you personally for supporting the Pinball Show. Bumblebee! Can't forget the Panther. Ooh, the Panther was on our last Zoom hangout.
Yep.
You know what? I'm going to tell y'all right now. Not a lot of good-looking people in pinball. He's an exception. Yep. And the dude looked like Bradley Cooper.
Yes,
he looked like Bradley Cooper, the Panther. Man, I'm glad I picked that name because...
Do you remember his response to you?
Panther.
You asked him if anyone ever asked him if he looked like Bradley Cooper.
He said, no, Bradley Cooper actually looks like me.
Yeah, he said people have asked Bradley Cooper if he looks like. They tell him he looks like Rob. And I thought he was quick on his feet.
Even Chuck Norris said, "Oh shit." Yeah, I want to say thank you to Colin, the kineticist. You're a wizard, Kennedy. The Falcon. Oh, Frank, thanks. Thank you. All right, enough of the Falcon. Thank you. I gotta change that one. Whew, that's annoying. The OEM Stern Shaker motor. Where would we be without you? Well, we'd have feeling in our fingertips, and we don't like that. What does the Fox say? I don't know. I haven't talked to the Fox lately, but thank you, Joe, for the continued support. And the bell. Charlie, thank you. And a reminder that towards the end of the month, we're going to have another TPS Live Zoom Hangout. So for those of you part of the Screaming Goat and Nordman levels on Patreon, go sign up now or up your game from the $10 level to the $25 or the $100 and come join us there. We all come together. We all join together as one, as an industry, a hobbyist community. Some call pinthusiasts. With the puns, I'm sorry. I've been punning it up lately. We come together for one sacred cause. We gather around. We hold hands. We beat drums in a nefarious way. And we chant, Pinball! No, we chant, Space. Hunt. Space. Hunt.
The Bobcat attacked my wife!
Trending up this week is Keith Elwin. You want to know why?
Yes.
Because he didn't design Space Hunt.
Why are you being so hard on Space Hunt? It's like you're already confined it to Game Clover.
Almost because it's kind of like The Little Mermaid.
Mm-hmm.
Because, at first glance, I kind of liked it. Not going to lie. But ultimately, still a modern letdown. It had so much pink zazz. It might be.
The pricing is really going to be a barrier. We talked about that when we kind of talked about Punny Factory, which is near a Stern Pro price, but this is way high.
Space. Oh, you out of your damn mind.
But I like the song. The only problem is I haven't been able to memorize the lyrics. I wish I was smarter and could remember things like the lyrics.
Keith Elwin turning up this week because objectively, look, Stern Pinball has become the Keith Elwin show. They're making Walter Weiss storage unit piles of money, and they stand back and they look at Avengers and Jurassic Park and Godzilla and Iron Maiden. And they see those are the games that are being made right now. It's Jurassic Park. It's Iron Maiden. Pretty soon it's going to be Godzilla again. Next, are we going to get a Jaws? If we do, it's going to print money too. We're going to need more fucking storage units, Stern Pinball. Why do you think they're moving to the factory? No, it's not to add more games to the assembly line. No, it's not for more parts and manufacturing of accessories. God knows they need all the help they can get. It's simply for space, for all the money coming in from Keith Elwin games.
Do you think if they do produce Jaws that the shark will have a blanket in its mouth?
No, it's going to have a zip tie. No, they're going to zip tie his fin on.
That would be fun. They should put that Godzilla figure in its mouth.
It's just going to be the fin that's zip tied to a base.
But you'll be like, it's got 21 RGB LEDs, guys.
It's the fucking... Have you seen the fin plume? The trail from the fin?
They could do a blood plume. They could do that. They use the same plume. It's just red instead of white.
21R.
21R LEDs. Yes.
R's. Oh, trending down this week, though.
No, don't do it.
Got to do it. Look,
do it.
No. I was told that I better not trend up the Godzilla topper. And to be fair, you know what? That's fine. I won't. But damn, it doesn't mean I'm not going to trend you down, Craig Bobbie.
No. He's on the flip side now.
Trending down this week, CB. Oh, how dare you? You son of a bitch.
So mean.
You son of a bitch.
Poor
I can't
Craig.
even believe your parents procreated together.
He finally stretched out his wings to fly, and this is what you do to clip them wings.
You get a filing cabinet and a chair, have sex, they make a mahogany desk. That's you. You're going to come into our house. And you know what? Not even our house, because Dennis don't even like toppers. You're going to come into my house. You're coming on my stage. You're going to lip service my microphone and talk shit about the moneymaker that is the Stern Godzilla topper? No, sir. You will not. You're trending down this week in a big way. Go to the penalty box, because that's what you fucking Canadians do, I think, in your sports. Go there. Think about what you've done. Because another one of these little blast-offs about my precious topper, and it's, yeah, you hear that? Yeah. That's a wood chipper, my friend. And a little mahogany table, spirit Halloween costume. It's gonna get fucking Fargoed real quick. Yeah. Step back, Craig Bobbie. Deal of the week this week, save some money.
Bye!
If you're wanting to buy a Led Zeppelin Premium. You know they're extinct now.
Yes. The airport modes are a thing of myth at this stage.
I gotta say, I've got ones like under 100 plays, under 200 plays. It's brand new. It's a premium, right? Fun game. This person put the topper on it. $2,000 topper. The armor, official armor, shooter. They've got everything official. The light, the expression lighting. It's a brand new Led Zeppelin. I had it priced at Flipping Out Pinball for $86.99, Dennis. And it's sitting. The brand new game is $96.99 with all those options. It's probably like $11,000. I had it at $86.99. It's sitting. So I'll do a deal of the week here. I'll slash $500 off of that. Let's get this thing going. $81.99.
Bye!
That is a deal of the week. You're not going to find a better price in all of the internet. Guaranteed. At this point, we'll price match that bitch. And as always, hate all you want, people. I'll throw smooches back at you when you talk shit about toppers because I love them. And I'm just here to report the facts because numbers don't lie and neither do the... We didn't even talk about how many toppers sold. Shit, Dennis. A lot of toppers sold this last week. A lot. It's Pinball Market Trends. Let's close down this B-Hotch. Where can people find you?
They can always reach out to me, eclecticgamerspodcast@gmail.com, and I will try and answer.
Will you try?
I will try, but I don't always prioritize it.
Either you do or you don't.
No, on occasion I have actually forgotten to.
Really?
Yeah. Well, lately the EGP email is kind of getting really big because we've been doing a lot of video game giveaways.
Oh, look at you.
One of our listeners donated us a bunch of Steam codes, but he didn't know what games they were. So we just kind of randomly hand them out for reviews. And so far, every review has been bad. So they're like a pile of bad games. So.
Say, you know what? They're taking their time, though. I can appreciate that.
Oh, no, I appreciate the codes. I think it's created some fun content because, of course, we do more than just cover pinball on EGP. We do video games, so that's added a lot.
We do too on SDTM. We cover rubber bands.
You haven't done that one yet, and people are starting to leave comments on your Pinside thread.
Yeah,
saying,
it's you.
Oh, well, I'm people too. I'm not a robot.
And straight down the middle of the last one I did a sports card grading. That really went over well.
Did it ever?
You know what, though?
What?
I was proud of it because it was well done, number one. And number two, I found it for the non-sports card collecting enthusiast still very enjoyable to watch because it had a market thing in there. Like, this is worth this, but if I get this grade, then it's going to be worth this. What grade did I end up getting? Reveal. It was actually, I'd recommend it. It was kind of fun. So go check that out on Straight Down the Middle. You can email us in general here at the Pinball Show. You can email us at thepinballshow@gmail.com or the Pinball Network at gmail.com. Subscribe to Patreon. Become a member. Hear that juicy Stern update info. Damn, it's good. Be in the know. Be in the now. Be in the hunt. Space Hunt. Is Space Hunt 2023's version of GTF?
Yeah, except GTF is
disregard
2023.
GTF was 2020. You know what? But it doesn't fit. I think it works. I think this is the 2023's GTF.
The latter half of 2023's GTF is Space Hunt.
The other fucking joke of the year. the Pinball Show Facebook page, TikTok, Discord. Sponsor of the Pinball Show is Flippin' Out Pinball. Product showcase this week is Iron Maiden Pro. Believe it or not, I have some in stock. People love their Iron Maiden Pros. I also have Jurassic Park Premiums in stock. 2 Elwins. Those things will sell forever if they were allowed to. Godfather LEs, I have those new and used. James Bond Pro Premiums, new and used. 60th Anniversary James Bond 007, got those new and used. Alien LVs, if you're looking for a pinball machine, come this way because I likely have them in stock. And if not, and probably get you on the next run, unless it's like Foo Fighters. I don't think I can get next run Foo Fighters or Deadpools, I believe. Yeah. Ultraman Halloweens, Cactus Canyons, used games, new games. I just went through and updated all of our accessories as well. You can find them on our website. We got some shaker motors for CGC and Stern. Escaleras, if you need a 66-inch Escalera with the Magnum cross grip handle, get a hold of me. Might have one in stock for you. Dust covers, the Stern dust covers, and the player mats, the fatigue mats, got those back in stock. Headphone kits, got them in stock. And I'll be adding very soon translights. Like hard to get translights. Didn't catch this. I was able to source and get into our inventory Spider-Man Vault translights. Ghostbusters Pro translights. Stranger Things Premium. Very tough to get translight. You can hang these up. You can frame them. You can backlight them. So yeah, getting in the translight business. And that's what happens when you get rid of my banners. Flipping Out with Friends. That's a show that Joel Engelbert does where he either streams pinball or flips out with friends talking and chatting and video podcast on Flipping Out Pinball YouTube page. I think this next week, I got him a new game. I don't know if he's going to stream that or have some friends on to talk. TPN, some good stuff. Yesterday, the Final Round Pinball podcast was up. We had a Pinball Party podcast. We had... another podcast.
The Aussie Pinball podcast did the Aussie Pinball Championships.
That's right. We had that.
We actually had 2 Pinball Party podcasts because it's been 2 weeks. Back 2 weeks ago, they did the Thankful Part 2.
That's right. With Doc and Kale. So a lot happening at TPN. Go watch the streams as well. George Fisher still can't sleep on his stomach after the Harry Potter news. Sorry. I don't know why I think that's such a funny joke.
Because it's really not.
Because he's got a wiener. Okay.
It's like you're fucking 5.
If a joke works, it works, no matter how small.
It didn't work.
Go ahead and give him the last word there, Bruce.
I think the only last word for us, Zach, is space hunt.
Space hunt. I'm looking for a hunt. A space hunt. A space hunt here. Why are you all giggling?
Some people might get that reference.
No one would buy the Godzilla topper. Do it.
Except they have.
Except they have.
Such a
the Star integrated topper cannot be stopped. Now we'll witness the this fully operational flat plastic battle station. Deploy cloud word speech bubble on Godzilla.